Hello everyone and welcome back to another Simply Dark episode. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different than usual. I'm gonna tell you a little story about myself. So this is something that actually happened to me and I'm here to tell you my paranormal experience. So this all started a really long time ago. I was 8 years old when this happened, and Fortunately, it was one of the saddest times of my entire life. I was very close to my grandfather. I was basically raised in a farm and I loved it, and some of my best childhood memories are there. And obviously when he died, it was really hard on me. Mainly because I didn't have the chance to say goodbye. Him passing away was very sudden. He was shot with a gun, and obviously no one in the world is expecting something like that. In Portugal, we have this thing where children don't attend funerals just because I think that people think they are too young to go through something like that, and it's too horrific to have a child attend a funeral. I didn't even know that my grandpa had died for almost a week. Obviously I was a child, I wasn't stupid, so I knew that something was wrong, but I had no idea what. I thought it was very strange that my mom looked really down, really sad, and then obviously one day she had to have the talk with me and explain to me what happened. I went to his grave and I cried my eyes out. I remember I was so tiny. I don't know if you are familiar with Catholic cemeteries, but they are huge and the graves are huge. So I was so tiny next to that grave, and I felt that was the first time I felt grief, and it was terrifying. And basically this is the time where stuff starts to happen. So after I visit my granddad's grave for the first time, I came home with a very bad feeling that, you know, I thought it was grieving. I knew something wasn't right. I can't explain how I felt, but I felt different. And at night I would hear strange noises, like I would hear doors open and closing, although no doors were moving. And sometimes I would even hear like footsteps. And to be honest, I was really scared of these noises, and I started thinking that maybe it was just my imagination. And I would speak to my mom about it, and she would say, when you feel afraid, just call me, I will come right after, and you will see that it's nothing, it's just your imagination, or it's just you having a dream and then you wake up, you know, feeling that it was real. Don't worry. But then things got worse. While I was lying down on my bed, I would feel a presence in the room. I never thought that this presence would do something bad to me. I never felt afraid of it, you know. I was a little bit like, what the heck, what's happening? Like, I couldn't wrap my mind around it, but I knew that it wasn't bad. So after a few nights of feeling this presence, I actually started feeling it touching me. And oh my god, like right now, I know that at the time I wasn't afraid at all, but right now every time I think about it, like, it gives me goosebumps. So I would feel a hand touching my shoulder, and it would always be my left shoulder. So when I was a child, I really liked to sleep with my belly down. So I would sleep facing down, and that was always the position that I felt more comfortable in. So I just felt the pressure of a hand on my shoulder. And I wasn't sleeping, I was awake, because I was always awake by the feeling of this presence in the room, and my body would just not move. Like my body would be hard as a rock. And it was a very, very confusing feeling because although my body was reacting this way, I wasn't actually afraid, and I knew inside of me that this hand was my granddad. And I could not explain it because I could not see him, but I knew it was him. I decided to tell my mom what was going on, which she freaked out, by the way. And she decided to take me to medium. I don't know. In Portugal, we say, we don't call them mediums, we call them witches. That's the term we give them. Excuse me if that's wrong. So she took me to one, and as I got there, I felt really, really weird again. And as I stepped one foot into the room that she was, she turned to my mom and she said, "You are here because of your daughter, isn't that right?" Bear in mind that I was just coming in. She knew nothing about me and my mom. Nothing. We haven't talked at all. And my mom said, yes, we are here because of her. So we sit down. She looked at me, she touched my hand, and she said, "There's someone with you. He is someone that loves you very, very much. He is someone very close to you, and is someone that didn't have a chance to say goodbye." When she said this, I burst into tears because that was exactly the feeling I had in my heart all this time. I have this feeling that I didn't have a chance to say goodbye. And then she said to my mom, this is someone that died recently and that was very, very close to your daughter, and his soul couldn't cross over because he had unfinished business. It didn't have the chance to say goodbye to your daughter, and it couldn't cross over because of that. And then what she said to me was, have you visited his grave? And I said, yes, I did, and I took him some flowers. And then she said to me, don't take him flowers, take him candles. Because, you know, the souls don't need flowers. Flowers is just to make a grave beautiful. Flowers is just for the people that are alive. The souls, people that are crossing over, they need light. That's what they need, because it will guide him and it will give him peace. And then she told me to make sure to take him candles all the time, especially every day for a period of time to help him cross over. Me and my mom were so impressed that we actually did this. So later on in the same day, I took the candle and I talked to him. I talked to him so much. I put the candle next to his picture. I gave him a kiss and I prayed for him, and I said my goodbye. I said my goodbye right there, and I told him what the candle was for. I told him I wanted to help him. I told him that I would be alright. I thanked him for everything he did while he was alive, and I told him that I was happy for him to move on, that would make me happy. And from that day onwards, I have never felt the hand again. That night I was waiting for him. I wanted to see what would happen, but it never came. And I remember I cried all night. Not because I was sad, but because I thought he is in a better place now. He did what he had to do, and I felt relieved. And yeah, and that's my story. And from that day forward, I never had any more paranormal experiences in my entire life. But that was something that stuck with me and that I will never forget and that I remember like it was yesterday. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this episode. Please let me know in the comments below if you have stories like this. I really want to know if you guys have ever experienced like a paranormal thing, good or bad. Just let me know because I'm so curious about this kind of stuff. So please don't forget to leave a comment and also tell me what you think about my story. Do you have an explanation about what happened to me? What do you think? Just let me know. I love to read your comments and I love to reply to you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please give me a thumbs up if you did. It really helps my episodes get out there. Also, don't forget to subscribe and join the family. I really appreciate when you guys do that. I love you very much and I will see you in my next episode. Bye!